All right. I'm going to do something strange today. Actually, this is going to be more scattered than my normal uh, video stuff. Um, the Capitals avoid arbitration with Johansson. That's smart. Ottawa, pay attention. Um, it is a very smart move to avoid arbitration. Arbitration, I've watched over the years, injure relationships between players and their GMs. And it's because you're sitting in a room and you're going, okay, I think I'm worth this. Here's why. And your boss has to say, I don't think he's worth that, and here's why. And it can get ugly. And you can bring up injury history, you can bring up anything you want as a reason why they don't deserve that money. And Washington avoided it. Jordan Schrader, for some bloody reason, has taken the Wild to arbitration. I was reading this, but why? Jordan Schrader's played 100 games in the NHL. He was drafted 7 years ago. How the hell is he going to justify taking a team to arbitration for what? For an extra 50 grand? He's going to potentially destroy his reputation in Minnesota, his hometown. And he's a very replaceable player. He's fourth line, but he's small and he's not overly fast, and I don't get it. I really don't. But when I say this is scatterbrain, I mean this. Now I've got the Dallas Mooterist jersey coming to me. I'm very excited about that. Then um, I spot an account, and I'm actually going to go ahead and I'm going to give this guy props on eBay. I'm gonna give this guy props on eBay. Let me go ahead and look up the username. There's the seller. JerseyBaron_com. He has got a lot of items for sale. They're all jerseys in various sizes. And I know of a certain follower who's a Washington Capitals fan who will be interested to know that the jersey that I bought first, the jersey I bought first is a Washington Capitals white jersey. So I have to make peace with the fact I'm going to have a white jersey, which could get stained. I hate white jerseys for getting stained. I got this one because it was 20 bucks. And I got the Washington one because it was $30 US, so it comes up to $38 Canadian. Holy shit. It's the 2011 Winter Classic jersey with the old Washington Capitals logo from like the 80s and the stars on the sleeves and the stars across the bottom. And I was like, oh my God, 30 bucks. And I got there. I got there because this logo on a yellow jersey with V's on the shoulders was there for 60. I have waited. I have had a jersey I've been watching. It's been on my watch list for a month now. And every time it gets relisted, I put it back on my watch list because I'm like, I don't know if I want to spend $140 on this jersey. And it looks sweet because it's ugly. And my new goal is this: ugly. And yeah, I will make this happen. Oh wait, I ordered them. So they're coming from Calgary. All right. So all peace be with Calgary. JerseyBaron_com. I mention this because he's got a lot of jerseys on there. He's got a very high positive rating. The first thing I do anytime I'm on eBay is look at somebody's rating, and this guy's rating is fantastic. So I will give him free advertising for the fact that I'm getting two jerseys from him, and the price with tax and shipping and handling is roughly what I would pay for one. And it's the Vancouver Canucks from the late '80s, the Tony Tanti style jersey with the V's on the shoulders, yellow like bright gold. I will step out the door and people will be like, "What the hell is he wearing?" Like, and that Washington Capitals one is so sweet. I remember in the 2011, and it's got the Winter Classic patch too with Pittsburgh 2011 on it. And 2011 was a great year because my Bruins won the Stanley Cup over the Canucks. So it's good. It's good that I waited. It's good that I said, all right, I've got money, and I nickled and dimed online, and I tried so hard not to And I've got new sunglasses coming for myself and my son because mine are kind of ratched out, and he doesn't like the color of his. He liked the color when he got him a year ago, but now his hair's changed and his clothes have changed. So he wants black sunglasses. So I didn't even ask him. I just ordered them. He doesn't even know what they look like. I actually got the kind that sort of wrap around because we both ride bikes, and I need something that's going to keep the glare out of our eyes. So I went with the Smart. They're cheap, but again, I went with ratings. Always read ratings on uh, Amazon or on eBay. Always go through ratings and spend the time. Don't just click. Because you spend that time and you will be thankful later. I've never bought anything off Amazon I've been upset with. And I know people who've been upset with things they've ordered online because, and 9 times out of 10, if I look at the item, I'll go, oh, well, yeah, I wouldn't have ordered that. Or I wouldn't have ordered it from that seller. There was actually a guy selling the yellow Canucks jersey, and it was with it like a little boy's junior Canucks jersey as well. And I thought, okay, I know somebody whose daughter would actually enjoy having that Canucks jersey, so I was going to order the men's jersey for me, and then the other jersey I was going to bring to work to give to somebody's, to give to this person and say, here, just give this to your daughter because I know you're a Canucks fan and you're raising her to be a Canucks fan too. And I think just sticking little girls in pink jerseys it's not sexist, but it does make them, I don't know, it's different. I don't see any problem with putting a little girl in a real jersey because when they're women, I don't see a problem with putting them in real jerseys either. I find the whole women's style of jerseys kind of weird because not all women are built like this, and the jerseys are all built like this. And it's like, I don't see women like the Canadian Olympic team wearing jerseys that shape, do I? Do they? I don't think. I think they wear regular hockey jerseys, don't they? Do they need to be form fitting? No. You don't see men going, I want the beer gut jersey. We have that giant one with the big flap at the front. We need that flap. Anyways, so I got these jerseys coming. I'm excited, and I got all these boxes of hockey cards coming. Um, and I've got Noah asked me for Metroid Prime. His disc's all screwed up, so I found that for dirt cheap. Well, not dirt cheap, but I found it for cheap, and I got it through Amazon. If it's fulfilled by Amazon, that means that if the disc is broken, I can go to Amazon and they'll work on a refund. If I get it through a third-party seller on an Amazon website, I might be screwed. So this is the kind of thing I look at. And I of course got my Suicide Squad Harley Quinn. She's sitting up on top of the TARDIS because she kicks ass. I'm planning on getting my tickets early for Suicide Squad because I'm off work that week. That's my next week of vacation, and I'm so excited to see that movie. I know I'm going to be disappointed because I'm way too psyched for this movie. It's about time they made a movie with bad guys, and hopefully we're this close to a Legion of Doom movie. Come on, I don't want Justice League. Justice League is just no. I want Legion of Doom. I want Lex Luthor, surrounded by all the bad guys, and do a movie with them and then have the heroes come in at the end and just screw up whatever the hell they're doing. But, yeah, so I'm excited for that. I I saw that price. Honestly, this is the honest truth. Um, as soon as I saw that price on that Washington jersey, I'm like, okay, the guy who's always commenting on my channel, the Washington fan with the Braden Holtby picture for his profile picture, he has to know about this deal. Because if he doesn't have this Washington Capitals jersey, and JerseyBaron_com also has the Washington Capitals 2015 uh, Winter Classic for $59.99 US, which is a good deal. But I didn't like that jersey as much as the 2011 Winter Classic because that was the old 80s style. I went in and I linked my Instagram account today. I've had an Instagram account forever, and I haven't really done anything with it. So my Instagram account is 42nd Doctor. That's the username. And I'm going to start putting things from hockey-related items on my Instagram account. Because apparently that's how you grow on YouTube. But I'm just so... I'm very eager now for summer. It almost looked like summer earlier. Summer came out and then the clouds came back. So hopefully we get a thunderstorm out of this because it's sticky out and gross. And I don't like that. That's not fun. Um, but this is good. You know, I'm approaching 600 subscribers. Thank you. Um, I I don't I don't feel the need to be objective. You know, if I say I can't stand this team, it doesn't mean I'm going to shit talk their team. I just don't like the team. It's I know it's different. I know a lot of fans will take pot shots, and I'm not going to take pot shots at fans of teams either, because every fan base has their share of assholes. Um, but like for instance, you look at the Maple Leafs. Okay, okay. Here we go. No, the only reason I say that is because they have the largest fan base. So because you have the largest fan base, the odds of having more assholes goes through the roof. Same with Montreal. Same with Vancouver. Basically, any Canadian team, maybe with the exception of these guys, just because the Oilers have been down and out for so long that it's like that cocky attitude that Oilers fans had in the 80s has been beaten out of them. Either that or most of those fans have grown old and forgotten all about the glory days of the 80s. And again, I will state what I've stated before. When the Oilers went back to their old colors and they got away from this navy and copper, I went out immediately and I bought these jerseys with the navy and copper. I have the blue one too. Other than the stripes that I don't like, I much prefer these colors to the orange and bright blue. I I know I know it's sacrilege to Oilers fans, but I love these colors. I think they're fantastic. Um, so yeah, when they announced the jersey change, I was like, I got to get those jerseys because they're gone. And now I look online and the price has gone up since I got them for $20 each locally. I've told people before, I never pay full price for a jersey. If I can avoid it, I avoid it. Oh man, I'm just so what this is amazing. This is just my collection and I need a way to display it like the hats in the background. This mess, this cacophony of hats. Just it's like I'm like, well, I've got these racks. I got to do something with them, you know. I mean, if you have a rack, you have to show it off, right? That's what I tell women all the time. Then I get hit because they don't understand what I'm talking about. And then I realize how they took it, and then it doesn't matter. Um, and oh, there was something else I was going to talk about. Wrestling, and you can tune out if you're not a wrestling fan for like the next 30 seconds. They did a draft, and I love drafts. They did a draft last night on SmackDown to put people on Raw and SmackDown to split the brand. And this could have been a fantastic show. And within 5 minutes, I changed the channel and didn't go back. So they had this fantastic chance to win me over, and as soon as I saw how it worked, I was like, this is stupid. If I wanted to listen to Stephanie McMahon yell for 2 hours, um, I'd marry her. So I don't want to listen to her yell for 2 hours. Her screechy, squealy. The the biggest problem with wrestling, and this is a problem, okay, and this is why it's never taken seriously in the sports world. They're out of character and in character on the same show. Does that ever happen anywhere? Like I watched Stephen Colbert do it the other night, and it was wonderful. Where he left as himself and came back as his Stephen Colbert character to talk about Donald Trump, and it was absolutely beautiful the way he did it. Because on his old show he was a character, and now he's himself on the Late Show, and that's why the Late Show's bombed. When they hired him, they hired a guy who was famous for being a character, not famous for being himself. And that character doesn't suit the format of the show he's on. So he's slowly dying a painful death. And I feel bad for him because when he did the character and he did the Donald Trump talk as his Stephen Colbert character, he was so much more natural and he was so much more relaxed, in my eyes anyways, and funny as hell. Just he's always funny anyways. But man, that was just awesome. That was great to watch. But no, as soon as and the thing that I don't understand is you have with wrestling, you have two shows. You have Raw and SmackDown, and you should want them to be equally popular. And when I looked at the way the draft went, I'm like, okay, so Raw is the #1 show, and SmackDown is still secondary, even though they're on the same network. And all the rumors were they wanted to make sure the shows had the same star power. And it just hasn't really happened that way. So I don't know. I'm I'm interested to see what happens, but not interested to watch it. More interested just to read the rags online, because it's easier just to read the rags online. Blue Jays are on an interesting little run here. I don't know what to make of the team, but I will say this: if you're a Blue Jays fan, I see them as a playoff team, but not a World Series champion. They need their bats are fine. Although ironically, Joey Batista, Joey Bats, is the most expendable player on the roster. His home run swing is fantastic, but his batting average is for shit. You don't want to lose Encarnacion ever. Encarnacion is my favorite Blue Jay since, oh geez, I love Jesse Barfield. I love Lloyd Mosby. I'm going with outfielders here, obviously. Um, Never liked George Bell. Couldn't stand George Bell. I I used to laugh my ass off when George Bell would fall down trying to get to a ball and it would fall behind him and something that should have been just a routine single would basically turn into an inside the park home run because George Bell was where they hit the ball. And you just think back to when you're a kid and you're at the plate or you're playing. For me, it was volleyball. I was good at volleyball in terms of serving. I could look across the net and I could go, that one right there in the back corner looks nervous. You're getting the ball. And if I got them and they dropped it or they miffed it, I went, yeah, that was at you. And you're getting it next time too. So I could go on huge runs of like 8, 9 points in a row because I would just point at them. And after a while, it was like you could just see them just freaking. And then their whole team would try to prevent me from. So now the whole team's all discombobulated. Some of the most fun I've had, and George Bell had that same thing in Toronto. I'm going to hit it at that guy because he can't catch the ball. Um, and I'm not a big Jose Batista fan. I know the bat flip, the bat flip. Let the bat flip go for a second. Look at the long-term success of the team. Josh Donaldson is a fucking horse, and fucking Encarnacion is fantastic. And Russell Martin will get it together. I know his batting average was for shit in the first half, but he'll get it together. It'll come up. He'll be better. I like their lineup. I don't like the bullpen. Every time the bullpen comes in, my first reaction is, okay, so this game's over. And even if they're up by like 4 or 5 runs, I still don't go, well, they have this one. I leave the game on because I know they can blow it. Especially if it's in like this, like if it's in the 6th inning, if the starter only goes 5 2/3 and they start playing the bullpen in the 6th, I'm probably gonna see things happen. I'm probably gonna see reliever after reliever come in, and I'm probably gonna watch as Gibby loses his temper once or twice. It's got to be frustrating for the pitchers. Like right now, they're talking about shutting down Sanchez. He's pitched too many innings. I don't understand that. And this is old school. I remember the 80s. I'm really dating myself here. I remember when pitchers used to get complete games and shutouts. They used to get complete games and shutouts, double digits for complete games and 4 or 5 shutouts, and that was a good pitcher. Now, what, 3 complete games, 4? And for innings, they go, well, 140 innings. He's on pace for 196. That's huge. And I'm thinking, no, it's not. 200 innings used to be standard for a pitcher. Why is it that these kids who should be much more athletically sound, why can't they pitch like the guys did in the 80s? What's the problem here? I genuinely don't understand it. I really genuinely don't understand it. I think there's too much babying with pitchers that go on, and considering all the Tommy John surgeries and all the bullshit that goes on with pitchers, it's not working. So just let him pitch. Let him pitch. Oh, but his arm's tired. So? So bloody what? He's got 4 days rest and then he goes out and pitches again. He can do something in those 4 days to rest his arm. And then the funniest part is, and this was mentioned by, I think it was Pat Henkin yesterday, they asked him. They said, well, should they put him in the bullpen? He said, well, how's that going to help? Instead of Sanchez coming out as a starter and using all of his pitches and being able to pace himself, now he's coming in for an inning. He has to pitch hard. He has to pitch strikeouts. He's being counted on to protect the lead. There's more pressure on him coming into a game in the 8th inning than there is as the starter. And he's excelled as the starter. You're foolish to put him in the bullpen. I understand. Then you bring up Hutchinson. Hutchinson, it's criminal that that kid's buried in AAA because he's a really good pitcher. I don't understand the home and road thing that happened last year. It was bewildering to watch, but he's a damn good pitcher, and it's a crying shame he's not in Major League Baseball because there are so many shitty pitchers these days. He's at least good enough to be a number 4 almost anywhere in baseball. And the Jays, Stroman is getting it together, but they don't really have an ace. And that's the trick. The closest they have to an ace is Sanchez, and they're getting ready to shut him down because he's pitched too many innings. I mean, I guess J Happ, but man, I really don't want to call J Happ. I don't want to call him an ace because there's something wrong with that idea. It hurts my brain to think of J Happ as an ace because I made fun of J Happ only a few years ago. And when the Jays signed to bring him back, I'm like, are you serious? Trading out David Price for J Happ? It's worked out pretty well for them so far. It really has. But if the Jays want to win the World Series, they have to add an arm. And I'm thinking 2. Ideally, you add 2. You add another starter. And he doesn't have to be an ace. He doesn't have to be a David Price. But he should be a solid number 4. He should give you innings like Burley did. And then they need a reliever. They need Jason Grilly wasn't the answer when they got him. And I know people are like, "Oh, well, look, this is what they needed." And it's like, "No, he's older and he's, I don't say anything bad about his personality because I don't know him. I feel bad saying bad things about baseball players, but you could just tell by his stats that he's trending down. And you can count on him for an inning here and there, but you need that guy who can play 60 games. You need that guy who can set up Osuna. You need, I mean, you look at the Kansas City Royals, they have a 6th, 7th, 7th, 8th, and 9th inning guys. So if the starter gets into the 7th with a lead, game's over. It's done. It's over. The Jays don't have that. And it doesn't take much to get it. It just takes some smart managing, a couple of smart trades, because relievers can normally be had for less than starters. Starters will cost you a fortune in draft picks and prospects and potentially roster players. Usually you can get a good reliever off of a team that's out of the race. You can get a decent reliever on an expiring contract for not a whole lot. And then it's a matter of, what do they get to go with that? Bob McCown yesterday said something about, well, maybe they could trade Devin Travis. I'd be fine with that. I'd be fine with that because when they had their success last year, Devin Travis really didn't play a part in it. So I don't think they're losing anything with that. I think when people come down on Tulowitzki, I think they're insane. Tulowitzki, yeah, he's had some rough shit going on, but it's baseball. It's a 162 game season, and Tulo is one of the best shortstops in baseball. But I would be remiss if I didn't say that as a baseball fan, and I love pitching. I am all about pitching. But I watch Jays games now for pitching and Kevin Pillar. Kevin Pillar might be the best outfielder I've seen in a Jays outfit. And they've had some good outfielders. I just can't remember anybody who's made fantastic, sensational catches over and over and over. Like, it's every game. There's 1 or 2 catches where you're like, well, that's going to fall in. And then Pillar just out of nowhere And you expect da 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 as he dives in, and there's a cape flowing behind him, and Lois is clapping on the sideline. Like, I, he is crazy good. I don't care what he does offensively. If he drives in a run for you, it's gravy. But all of the pieces are there on the field. All of the pieces are in the lineup in terms of their batting. If they got rid of Jose Bautista, I'm fine with that. Because the rest of the team that I just described to you is good enough to win. And Bautista is on the precipice of falling down that aging cliff that we all do. And I'm at the bottom. I'm in the valley now myself, and it's quite nice down here. I don't have any delusions of grandeur that I'm going to be a fantastic hockey player someday. I'm in my 40s. I'm good with where I am. But if I could throw a knuckleball, uh, I'm not a big R.A. Dickey fan either, though. I knuckleball pitchers I have a love-hate relationship with. As a Red Sox fan, there's a surprise. Tim Wakefield. I loved Wakefield some nights, and other nights I just wanted to strangle him. Like he just could not get that knuckleball over. And when that knuckleball hangs, you're dead in the water. It's over. You're done. There's no way around it. Knuckleball is, when it doesn't work, it is the ugliest pitch in baseball. it is as ugly as a stand-up goalie allowing a goal through between their legs. It is just ugly. I promised you random. You got random. Um, I will probably throw together uh, three looks at opening night rosters today. I am so charged with the purchase I just made, and I had to share. This guy's got AHL jerseys, NHL jerseys. I didn't even see if there was international. There could be, but man, I tell you, and I'll give the name again just in case you didn't get it the first time. Jersey Baron, so JERSEYBARON _ COM. And he's got a green star rating, so he's got fantastic score, and he's got over 5,000 reviews. So he's over 99% positive with over 5,000 reviews. So these are not shitty jerseys. These are not knockoffs. I've had people talk to me before like, well, I buy knockoffs because I can't afford them. This is where you go. You go to people like this, and when I find people like this, I will share after I order because I don't want people taking my jersey. I didn't want to lose that Washington jersey. I didn't want to lose it. I wanted to order it and then mention that I got it. I'm so excited about the Washington jersey. This is going to be so sweet. It's going to be amazing. And then before the season starts, I'm going to do like a countdown of my 30 favorite jerseys or something like that I own, that I have, and why. It'll be fun. Anyways, this has been fun and random as Nia Jax slobs up the ring against Bailey. I watch women's wrestling, and if anybody sees what there is about Nia Jax that's interesting, other than the fact she's Samoan, so she's physically large, I just don't see it. I really don't see it. And this isn't anti big women kind of thing, because it's just, I don't see what's in her moveset that's interesting. Her moves are like 5 or 6 moves of doom, and then that's it. And I don't think, I think she's sloppy. I think somebody's going to get hurt. Anyways, that's randomness for today. I love my randomness. And my kitty's fast asleep because she's learned to sleep through all of my rambling. Yeah. And if the woman of my dreams happen to be watching any of this, she knows how I feel about her. Doesn't feel the same way, but that's okay. It's fine, because, dreams are like that. Anyways, thanks for watching, and I will talk to you all later.